You check your phone 150 times a day. And you don't even know it. That's not a habit. That's a hijacking. And it happens so slowly, you never saw it coming. By the time you finish this video, you'll understand exactly when your focus broke. And more importantly, how to get it back. I'm going to take you through the exact 30-day protocol that took me from scrolling 4 hours a day to reading 3 books a week. But first, I need to show you something that'll make you uncomfortable, because the truth always does. In 2004, the average human attention span was 12 seconds. By 2024, it dropped to 8 seconds. That's 1 second less than a goldfish. But here's what nobody tells you, it's not your fault. Your brain was never designed to handle this much information. Think about it. For 200,000 years, humans focused on one thing, survival. One threat. One meal. One task. Then in just 20 years, we handed our brains a device that demands attention every 3 minutes. And we called it progress. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus and decision-making, is running on an operating system from the Stone Age. And the App Store just keeps updating. So before we fix this, you need to see the 3 invisible forces that broke your focus. Because you can't fight an enemy you can't see. Force number 1 is the one you already suspect, but force number 2 and 3, those are the ones that really get you. And almost nobody talks about them. Let's start with the obvious one, because understanding it will change how you look at your phone forever. Every time your phone buzzes, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine. And that's the problem, not the phone itself, but the chemical. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical, that's a myth. It's the anticipation chemical. It makes you want, not enjoy. That's why you scroll past 50 posts without stopping. You're not enjoying any of them. Your brain just keeps chasing the next one that might be good. Dr. Anna Lemke from Stanford calls this a dopamine baseline shift. Every time you get a cheap hit, your baseline drops. So normal life starts feeling boring. A sunset that used to take your breath away now feels like nothing. A conversation with a friend feels slow. Reading a book feels impossible. And here's the cruel part. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a notification and a life or death signal. It treats them the same. So every buzz, every ping, every red badge, your nervous system responds like it's being hunted. And you wonder why you're exhausted by noon. Now here's force number 2, and this one's invisible. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain remembers unfinished tasks more than completed ones. Every tab you leave open, every video you half watch, every post you scroll past, your brain stores it as an open loop. And open loops drain your battery. You have 47 open loops right now. I guarantee it, and your brain is running background processes on every single one. No wonder you can't focus. Force number 3 is the most insidious. It's not about your phone at all. It's about the people who designed your phone. And they're smarter than you. In 2023, a Stanford study put 200 people in a room and told them to sit alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. 67% chose electric shocks over being alone with their mind. Let that sink in. People literally chose physical pain over sitting with their own thoughts. That's how uncomfortable your own mind has become. I did my own version of this experiment. I turned off my phone for 1 hour and just sat. Within 4 minutes, I felt anxious. Within 8 minutes, I reached for my phone 3 times without realizing it. My hand would just move on its own. Like a reflex I didn't control. That's when I realized, I wasn't using my phone. My phone was using me. I checked my screen time, 6 hours and 43 minutes. That's a part-time job. I was working for my phone for free. 6 hours a day is 42 hours a week. That's more than most people spend at their actual job. And the output? 0. But here's what hit me hardest. I calculated it. Over the past 5 years, I spent approximately 13,500 hours on my phone. That's 562 full days. Almost 2 years of my life. Gone. Not building anything. Not connecting with anyone, just scrolling. Just tapping. Just chasing the next hit. I don't share this to shame you. I share it because that number, whatever yours is, that's your fuel. That's your anger, that's what you'll use to change. Because what I'm about to show you isn't a hack, it isn't a trick. It's a complete rebuild of how your brain processes focus, and it starts with understanding the 30-day window. Here's what most people get wrong about dopamine detox. They think it means removing all pleasure from your life. That's not just wrong, it's dangerous. A real dopamine reset isn't about suffering. It's about recalibration. Think of it like fixing a broken scale. You don't stop weighing things, you reset the scale to 0 first. Your dopamine baseline right now is like a volume knob that's been pushed to max for so long, everything below max sounds silent. We need to turn it back down so you can hear life again. The 30 days work in 3 phases. Phase 1, days 1 through 10, is the hardest. Your brain will fight you like a withdrawal. Because that's literally what it is. You'll feel bored. Not normal bored, existential bored. The kind of bored that makes you question every life choice you've ever made. Your brain will create emergencies that don't exist. You'll suddenly remember an email from 3 weeks ago that can't wait. It can wait. It's a trick. Phase 2, days 11 through 20, is the rebuild. Your baseline starts stabilizing. You'll have a moment, maybe while washing dishes, where you feel calm. And you'll realize you haven't felt calm in years. That moment is everything. That moment is your brain's baseline resetting. And when you feel it, don't analyze it. Just let it happen. It means it's working. Phase 3, days 21 through 30, is where the magic happens. Your dopamine receptors have regenerated. Things that felt boring now feel interesting. Not thrilling, just interesting. And that's the sweet spot. Now I'm going to walk you through each phase day by day, the exact protocol, the exact pitfalls, and the exact moments that will make you want to quit. So you're ready when they come. Before day 1, you need to understand what's about to happen to your brain chemically. Because if you don't, you'll quit on day 3. When you reduce cheap dopamine, your brain doesn't just accept it. It sends alarm signals. Cortisol spikes. Anxiety appears. You feel like something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. This is the reset happening in real time. Think of it like this, your brain has been eating junk food for years. When you switch to vegetables, your body protests. Not because vegetables are bad, but because it forgot what real food feels like. Day 1 through 3 are the worst. You'll feel irritable, restless, and convinced this whole thing is stupid. That's your addicted brain talking. Let it talk. Don't listen. By day 4, something shifts. Not better yet, but different. The urgency fades slightly. You'll still want your phone, but it changes from, I need it, to, I want it. That distinction matters. Days 5 through 7, you'll hit what I call the, why bother wall. Your motivation disappears. You'll think, I've been doing this for a week and nothing has changed. Everything has changed. You just can't see it yet. This is where 90% of people quit. Not because it's too hard, but because the reward is invisible. Your brain wants instant results. The reset doesn't work that way. But I'm going to give you something most people don't have, a map. You'll know exactly what each day should feel like. So when the hard days come, you'll know they're supposed to come. I'm also going to give you the 4 rules that make this work. Miss any one of them, and the whole thing falls apart. These aren't suggestions. They're architecture. Rule number 1 is so simple it sounds stupid. But it's the foundation everything else stands on. And if you get this one right, you're already ahead of 95% of people who try this. Rule 1. No phone in the first hour after waking. Not reduced phone. 0 phone. Your first hour sets your dopamine trajectory for the entire day. When you check your phone first thing, you hand your morning dopamine to algorithms. You start your day on their terms, not yours. That's like letting someone else choose your mood. Rule 2, no phone within 1 hour of sleep. Your brain uses sleep to consolidate what you learned and reset your dopamine receptors. Phone light and stimulation sabotage both. Rule 3, all social media and entertainment apps go into one folder. And that folder goes on the last page of your phone. Friction is your friend. Rule 4, replace, don't remove. Every time you remove a cheap dopamine source, you must replace it with something real. A walk. A conversation. A hobby. Leave a vacuum and the old habit rushes back in. So days 1 through 10, here's your exact daily protocol. Wake up. No phone. Drink water. Write 3 pages of whatever comes to mind. That's it for the first hour. The 3 pages of writing aren't for quality, they're for emptying. Your brain has been storing junk thoughts for years. This is the drain. Then go for a 20-minute walk without your phone. No music. No podcast. Just you and your environment. Your brain needs to remember what the real world feels like. During work hours, use the 50-10 rule, 50 minutes of deep focus on one task. Then 10 minutes of actual rest, not phone rest. Walk, stretch, look out a window. Real rest. Evenings, no screens after 9 p.m. Read a physical book. Have a real conversation. Sketch. Build something. Your brain needs to wind down with slow dopamine, not fast dopamine. Day 11. You've survived the worst, and you probably don't feel much different yet. But something fundamental has shifted underneath. Your dopamine receptors are starting to wake up. This is the phase where most people accidentally sabotage themselves. Because they feel slightly better, they think, I can handle a little Instagram now. You can't. Not yet. Think of it like a broken bone. Just because it stops hurting doesn't mean you can run on it. The bone needs to fully heal or you re-break it. And the second break is always worse. Days 11 through 15, you add something new, a focus block. 90 minutes, once a day, on the single most important task in your life right now. No interruptions. No exceptions. Here's what nobody tells you about focus. It's not about willpower. It's about environment design. If your phone is in the same room, you will use it. Not because you're weak, because your brain is doing what it was trained to do. During days 16 through 20, something remarkable happens. You'll be in the middle of your focus block and lose track of time. That's called flow state. And it's been missing from your life for years. Flow state is your brain operating at peak performance. It's what you feel when you're so engaged that nothing else exists. Athletes call it the zone. Artists call it the muse. It's the same thing. And here's the beautiful thing. Flow state produces its own dopamine. Healthy dopamine. The kind that makes you feel satisfied, not empty. The kind that builds up, not tears down. By day 20, you'll notice something subtle but profound. You can sit through a whole movie without checking your phone. You can have a conversation without feeling the pull. These seem like small wins. They're not. They're evidence of a brain that's coming back online. And the final 10 days are where everything locks in. Day 21. This is the day most people report as the turning point. Not because something magical happens. But because the baseline has finally reset enough to feel the difference. You pick up a book and read for an hour without thinking about your phone once. Not because you're forcing it. Because the book is actually more interesting than the phone now. This is the focus effect. When your dopamine baseline is healthy, focus isn't hard work anymore. It's the default state. Distraction becomes the effort, not focus. By day 25, you'll have a moment that'll hit you like a freight train. You'll realize you haven't thought about your phone in 6 hours. And it'll feel like waking up from a dream. You'll look back at who you were 30 days ago and barely recognize them. The person who couldn't sit through dinner without checking Instagram. That person feels like a stranger. Day 30. The protocol ends. But the focus effect doesn't. Because you've built a new operating system. And unlike the old one, this one runs on reality, not algorithms. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear: the reset is not the end. It's the beginning. Because your phone hasn't changed. The algorithms haven't changed. The world hasn't changed. You changed. And if you go back to old habits, the reset unwinds. Not in 30 days. In about 72 hours. Your brain is plastic. It can be reshaped in both directions. So now I'm going to give you the maintenance protocol, the daily system that keeps the focus effect running forever. This is what separates people who reset from people who transform. This isn't about restriction anymore, it's about protection. You've built something valuable. Now you protect it, not with willpower, but with systems. The morning protocol has 5 steps. And I need you to hear this: every single one matters. Skip one and the chain breaks. Step 1, wake up at the same time every day. Even weekends. Your circadian rhythm is the foundation of focus. Irregular sleep destroys it. Step 2, hydrate before you do anything else. Your brain is 73% water. After 8 hours of sleep, it's dehydrated. A dehydrated brain can't focus. It's that simple. Step 3, 10 minutes of movement. Not a full workout. Just movement. Walk, stretch, do push-ups. Get blood flowing to your brain. This primes your prefrontal cortex for the day. Step 4, 3 pages of morning writing. This isn't journaling. It's a brain dump. Write every random thought, worry, and idea. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Step 5, identify your one priority for the day. Not 3. Not 5. 1. If you accomplish nothing else today but that one thing, the day is a win. This 5-step morning protocol takes about 35 minutes. In return, it gives you 4 to 6 hours of high-quality focus. That's the highest ROI of any morning routine I've ever found. Now here's the critical detail: during this entire morning protocol, your phone stays in another room. Not on silent. Not face down. In another room. The room needs to be a phone-free zone for the first hour. I know what you're thinking: what if there's an emergency? Here's the truth: in 30 years of cell phones, there have been 4 true emergencies that needed my immediate response. 4. Not 4 a day. 4 total. Everything else can wait an hour. Your boss can wait. Your friends can wait. Your FOMO can wait. Because the one thing that can't wait is the first hour of your day. Once it's gone, you don't get it back. Cal Newport coined the term deep work, the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. And here's what he found: deep work is becoming simultaneously more valuable and more rare. That means if you can do deep work, you have a massive advantage over everyone who can't. And right now, almost nobody can. The bar has never been lower. My deep work framework has 3 blocks per day. Block 1, 90 minutes on your primary project. Block 2, 60 minutes on your secondary task. Block 3, 45 minutes on learning or skill building. That's 3 hours and 15 minutes of deep work per day. Sounds like a lot. But the average person does less than 15 minutes of true deep work per day. You'd be 13 times more productive than average. Between each block, take a real break. 20 minutes minimum. Walk outside. Look at things far away. This resets your eyes and your mind. Do not use your phone during breaks. This is where the habit breaks. The phone during breaks mistake is the #1 reason people fail at deep work. They work for 90 minutes, then reward themselves with 10 minutes of Instagram. That undoes the entire block. Think of your dopamine baseline like a full battery. 90 minutes of deep work drains it about 40%. 10 minutes of Instagram drains it another 50%. Now you're at 90% drain with 6 hours of day left. Instead, real breaks recharge the battery. A walk recharges 15%, a conversation recharges 20%, staring at nature recharges 25%. These aren't metaphors, your brain actually replenishes during these activities. The deep work framework isn't just about productivity. It's about the quality of your attention. And the quality of your attention determines the quality of your life. Because wherever your attention goes, your life goes. If your attention goes to algorithms, your life goes to algorithms. If your attention goes to what matters, your life goes to what matters. The evening reset is where most people lose everything they built during the day. You can have a perfect morning and a perfect workday, then destroy it all between 8 p.m. and midnight. The evening reset has 4 steps. And step 1 starts at 8 p.m., not 10, not 11. 8. Because your brain starts winding down 2 hours before sleep whether you like it or not. Step 1, screen shutdown. All screens off, phone, laptop, TV. This isn't negotiation. At 8 p.m., screens die. Your brain needs darkness and stillness to produce melatonin. Step 2, the brain dump review. Take 5 minutes and write down everything on your mind. Every unfinished task, every worry, every "I need to remember this." This closes your open loop so your brain can actually rest. Step 3, read a physical book for 20 to 30 minutes. Not a Kindle. Not an iPad. A real book with paper pages. The tactile experience matters. It signals your brain differently than screens. Step 4, 5 minutes of slow breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7. Exhale for 8. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. It's a biological off switch for anxiety. This 4-step evening reset takes about 40 minutes, and it does something remarkable. It gives you back 8 hours of sleep quality that most people lose to screens. And sleep isn't optional for focus. During deep sleep, your brain literally washes away toxins. It consolidates learning. It repairs dopamine receptors. Skip sleep and you're starting every day with a damaged brain. The morning protocol starts your day. The deep work framework fills your day. The evening reset protects your night. Together, they create a complete system where focus isn't something you fight for, it's something you live in. Let me tell you what happened after my 30 days. I didn't just get my focus back. I got my life back. I read 23 books in the first 3 months after the reset. Before that, I hadn't finished a book in 2 years. Not because I couldn't read. Because I couldn't focus long enough to care. My business revenue tripled. Not because I learned something new, but because I could finally execute on what I already knew. Focus turned knowledge into results. My relationships deepened because I was actually present. Not physically present while mentally scrolling. Actually there. Listening. Seeing people. That changes everything. But the biggest change was internal. The constant hum of anxiety, that background noise I'd lived with for so long I forgot it was there, it went silent. For the first time in a decade, my mind was quiet, and I want that for you. Not the 23 books or the tripled revenue, those are side effects. I want the quiet mind. Because everything else flows from that. So here's what I need you to do. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Today. Pick your day 1. Write it down. Tell someone. And start. Because the world isn't going to slow down. The algorithms aren't going to get less addictive. The notifications aren't going to stop. The only variable that can change is you. Your brain was never designed for this world, but that's not a weakness, it's a superpower. Because once you understand how your brain actually works, you can build a life that works with it, not against it. That's the focus effect. And it starts right now. Subscribe to the Focus Effect,